Hello and welcome to another episode of On the Floor with Wayne and Rob. I'm Wayne Highlander, National Sales Manager for Bona Adhesives.
And I'm Rob Johnson from Bona Training, I think.
Good to see you, Rob.
Hey, buddy. How's it going?
It's going great. Good to see you. It's been a little bit. When did we see you? I saw you in Charlotte, right?
Yeah, we were at the sales meeting.
Yeah, there you go. Did I tell you I had the worst, and I'm talking about the worst weekend, going back about 2 weeks now. And, I told you we feed those stray cats, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we got two stray cats. One is just a mean-looking, scraggly tooth, no personality. He shows up like, I'm here for my food. I'm not here to be petted. I'm not here to get along. I'm here for my food. And when you put the food down, if you get near him, he hisses at you. And I want to think, bro, I feed you every time you come around, man. But I still can't get close to him. But the other cat is a gray cat with white on his chest and the white on his boots, right? And he's a beautiful gray cat, and he's friendly. Let's just pet him. And he doesn't come around every day. Like sometimes he'll come around like every day in a row for like a week, and then you might not see him for a day or 2 days. And then Judy will always ask me, "Did you feed the cat today?" No, I didn't see him. Did you see him? No. And then
wait, back up. Is this the mean one?
No, it's the nice one. No, the nice one.
Nice one. Okay.
And so we worry about him if we don't see him, especially in the wintertime. You know what I mean? Because it's cold out. Who knows? I set up on the porch a little house for him to live in with a heated blanket. Yeah, and he won't go in there though. I've put treats in there. But anyhow, so whatever. So there's days that he doesn't come by, and I was going to the gym the other day. It's about 3/4 of a mile before we get on the main road. I turned right to get on the main road, and I'm driving. And I look down, there's a dead cat that looked like that cat.
Oh no!
So I thought, oh, you got to be kidding me, man. So I turn around, I circle back, I get out of the truck, and I'm there, and sure enough, it's a great cat. So Judy goes.
It's the nice cat.
Yeah.
Oh,
so Judy goes that way to go to yoga.
I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry for your loss.
Well, thank you. I don't want her to see it, so I pick it up and to move it off to the side, right, in the bushes. And I pick it up. It's frozen like a pizza. You know what I mean? And I petted it a couple of times. I say, hey, man, I'm sorry, whatever. And I just, respectfully put it in whatever.
This is a dead cat.
Yeah, but
you picked him up, frozen dead cat, pick him up, pet him, talk to him.
Yeah. So I'm kind of talking to him and talking to myself at the same time. So I get back from the gym. Now I have a dilemma. Do I tell Judy? I know it's going to crush her. Or do I not tell her? And then every day she's going to be looking for that cat, right? So I thought, I weighed it and I said, you know what? I got to tell her.
You got to tell her. Yeah. How are you going to, got to tell her. Right.
So I said, hey, Judy, man, I got some bad news. She goes, what's the matter? I said, that cat, the gray cat got hit by a car and got killed on the road. So she starts crying. Right.
Wow.
So
these cats don't even live in your house. They just
no.
They just stop by to eat.
Yeah.
Kind of like my kids.
My cats don't like these cats. My cats, they see that as competition. So, and then Judy would say, like, well, we did the best we could for him. He always knew where he could get a warm meal or a meal, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I said, yeah, I know, Judy, what are you going to do, And she said, asked me if I thought it died fast, those kind of questions, right? So it ruined all day Saturday. And then Sunday, she's still really sad about the whole thing. And, and it's a bit of a bummer. And Monday I get up, go to work. And about 8 o'clock in the morning, I look out the door and there's that damn gray cat begging for food. Yes, I could not believe my eyes, Rob. I yelled at Judy to come down there. I said, look. And she comes down and looks at it. First, she hits me because she thought I was, messing with her. Which, what kind of sick puppy would do that? But Rob, I'm telling you, it was absolutely, it had to be his brother. It had to be. No two cats can look alike like that. I mean, I had it in my hand and I still thought it was the cat. So, so.
Maybe he was just knocked out. Maybe he wasn't dead.
Oh, trust me. He was dead. So anyhow, so it ruined the weekend, but I'm thrilled to have the little guy back. So I don't know what about the other cat, but I didn't obviously, it's a different cat. So
Now, when you were holding that cat, thinking it was the nice one
yeah.
and talking to it and everything, were you saying, I wish it was the other one? I wish it was the mean one, not you.
No, that never crossed my mind.
You didn't go there?
No.
How many cats are you involved with? Stray, one's living with you, one's living in your car.
4 that lives with us now. We're down to 4, and 2 that we feed as strays.
You're down to 4.
Yeah, because 1 died about a year ago.
What was your high point? How many? 5?
No, 5 was the high point, and we'll never be there again. We'll never. 4 is too many. So yeah.
I said that to Pauline about kid. 2 is enough. 3 was too many. I know Rebecca listens to this. Sorry, Beck, but
yeah,
you know the deal.
it is. There's got to be a cutoff.
There should have been. Yep.
And then I was at Surfaces, and by the way, it's Surfaces. You Surfaces in Las Vegas, right? The convention.
When I was not in training and in sales, yep, we used to go every year.
Yep. And
really no reason for a trainer to go to Surfaces.
Not really, no. So that should never show up on your expense report. So, but I'm there at Surfaces, and I'm walking, and there's the high rollers in there, right? I mean, these are the movers and shakers, and the nice suits, and there's a lot of deals being made, and you're talking about high rollers in there, not. And I thought as I was walking in with everybody in their nice suits and their beautiful shoes and their briefcases and their very professional looking folks, that there's no floor guys in there. You know what I mean? And all these people that are in there that are walking around there with their nice suits and everything, the backbone of the end, and I'm not knocking Surfaces, not in the slightest, but the backbone of the industry, the people that no matter how many deals you make in there, no matter how many things you sell or whatever, the backbone of this industry is that installer, isn't it? I mean, if you take the installer out of the equation, none of this works.
Yeah.
It just.
Did you have a booth or did you just walk the show?
No, I just walked the show. So yeah. So anyhow.
How many days was that?
2 days, and that's why I like the NWFA. Their conference is coming up, and I look at that as our show, right? I mean, floor guys. There's manufacturers and everything there, but you see the floor guys come for that, and I love that about that. You talk about it all the time, the camaraderie and the brotherhood and everything. That's when I hope the NWFA is widely attended, their conference.
Where is it this year?
It's going to be in Tampa. Why would you not go? It's going to be in Tampa.
Tampa in April?
Yeah, one reason you wouldn't go because you're busy. People are right now saying you schmuck. But if you can get free, Tampa, yeah, down in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyhow.
And this looks like it could be the return. I know last year was tough, but COVID was still flaring up, and everybody was kind of nervous last year, I think.
They were.
I think this year, especially now, I mean, what's happened in the last few days with everybody starting to lift mandates and stuff like that. So maybe this could be the year, the big comeback year.
Listen, even though there was COVID last year, the NWFA conference I thought was pretty decently attended, and this one will be even more so. And it'll be a great time. Be like you said, people are starting to get out now. We've said that before, but I think this is going to be a really good attendance. Yeah,
we've been hunkered down long enough. Time to get out there.
But while I was at Surfaces, and I was, in the bar, no good way to put that. I was in the bar, could say lounge, but that doesn't even sound any better. With several people, and we were having drinks. There was a young lady there, and we're in this crowd of people. She's I don't know who she's with or whatever, but in this crowd of people, there's a young lady there. I put her about 30-ish, okay? And I'm telling a story, and in the story, I'm telling this guy is that I mentioned my older brother, and she says, "Ooh, how could you have an older brother? You're so old. I thought that, she has had a few, but damn, that hurt, honey. So,
You don't even have gray hair.
no, I really, a
You
little
know
bit
what?
coming
You
in, a
really
little
do.
bit coming
It's your beard. That's what you need
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah,
It's
grow a beard or
it's
lose
over.
it.
It's over for me. You know what I mean? The baldness, the beard. That but I
Listen,
think for you, maybe a little Grecian formula in that beard.
Grecian
Take
formula do they make that for redheads?
yes,
Oh, maybe
absolutely.
I'll come back to that bright copper red that I used to be.
There you go.
That'd be too much.
The carrot. You were like carrot top red.
Listen, that you don't ever say that to a redheaded dude, man.
Well, I meant that guy's red hair. I mean, that dude's got some
Yeah.
red ass hair.
Yeah.
Is that how red yours used to be?
He's pretty red. I may not have been exactly that red, but I was pretty red. Yeah. Beautiful, golden, shiny, Nordic Viking type of red.
There. That Irish red.
Yes.
Yeah. See, I think you do that to your beard, you'll take 10 years off your life.
Speaking of Irish and Vikings, I don't know if I told you this before, but and if I told you, will remind me. But I don't want to repeat it. But we were living in Ireland when we were kids for about a year with my grandmother, and in Ireland they make those Irish wool sweaters, right? They're called Aran sweaters, and there's stitching on the sweaters. They're really heavy wool sweaters. And the history of the fishermen used to wear these back in the old days, right? Because it kept them warm. They're really thick. And depending on what family you were from, like your stitching would you could identify what family you're from because of the sweaters. Like someone would have like a harvest, like a bounty of food or whatever. Someone would have it all meant like good fishing or good luck and abundance or whatever. And so every family kind of had their own. And my grandmother was explaining to us when we were kids. I think I was I must have been about 9 or so or 10. And my grandmother went on to say that if a fisherman washed ashore dead for some reason, they could recognize him by his sweater. What family he was from. To which my younger brother asked, why don't they just look at his face? And my old grandmother laughed so hard.
From the mouths of babes, huh?
Yep. All right.
Are we doing a show today?
Yes, we're doing a show today.
Okay.
Mega One. So anyhow, motivation.
Motivation.
We're going to talk today about motivation. And I think that, I could ask you when you were 16 years old, Rob, where did you think you were going to be? Where did you see yourself as an adult? Like in your 16 years old?
Yeah, I think everybody knows the answer to this. I knew what I wanted to do when I was in kindergarten.
Yeah.
That was it. When I was in kindergarten, my dad brought me out to the first job one time. That was it. Wanted to do nothing but be a floor man, be a bowling alley man. And I remember in the 5th grade, everybody wrote an essay. What do you want to do? I just wish now I could have watched the teacher reading mine, because everybody, I want to be president. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a cop or a fire.
Yeah.
Who is this nitwit Johnson? We got to keep an eye on him, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's wants to be a bowling alley man, sander for the rest of his life. So yeah, I knew
that was it.
I tell everybody I live my dream. That's why I'm constantly smiling. Who could be happier?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm the guy who wanted to be president. I'm president. Bingo.
There you go.
Exactly. Every day. Every class, I think, at the end of every single class, I look at everybody absolutely dead serious and say, thank you so much for wanting to come. because for you guys wanting to come here and do this, I get to do what I love doing every day of my life. So, yeah, I'm a happy guy. Now, that's my answer. Everybody knew that. What was Wayne Highlander going to be when he was 17?
Um, I know when I was in the second, when you're in grammar school, or maybe you did this for your kids too, where you give them a book and you say, what do you want to be when you grow up, and do all these different, and every year, they ask you the same questions and see how it changes throughout the years. When I was in the second grade, I wanted to be a cowboy. And in my haphazard looking writing, I wrote, I want to be a cowboy. I was so sure that I wanted to be a cowboy that I filled that out all the way through the 12th grade. And it's the same looking handwriting. Like if you saw that, you think, God, the third grade, he didn't get much smarter. Fourth grade, his handwriting is still messed up. Fifth grade, so that's what I want to be when I was a young kid. But when I was around I'd say 17, I knew I was going to be in the military. I knew it. There was no doubt in my mind. I was going to join the military.
You were going to be a military guy.
No question about it. Everything I did in my life was to be in the military.
Wow.
I was in the ROTC. I mean, I grew up on a military base. I went to ROTC. I was an officer in the ROTC. I was in the drill team in the ROTC. I was in the color guard in the ROTC. I was in the Boy Scouts. I was in Weeblo. I was in the Cub Scouts. I was going to be in the military.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
What went wrong?
No. What was your rank?
I think about that. I was either a major or lieutenant colonel. I think I was a major in ROTC.
What's higher, lieutenant colonel or major?
A lieutenant colonel, then colonel, then I think it's 1-star general from there. So I think it's captain, major, lieutenant colonel, colonel, general. I think that's the right order. It's been a long time.
And you made it up to major.
I know for sure major. It might have been lieutenant colonel, but I'll go with major. I know for sure I got that. Yeah.
Major Highlander.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Colonel Highlander sounds better though. Major Highlander. Major Highlander. That sounds like a movie.
Yeah.
But Lieutenant Colonel Highlander.
I have some status.
That sounds like there's a dude who could run for Congress.
Don't you think when I was in the lunchroom, when I seen the other kids there, I didn't go to my head.
Right.
Even if they played in the ROTC or not. So motivation. What the reason I didn't is because I met my wife, and that changed the whole trajectory of my life. So for a good thing. It's funny.
Motivation.
Yep. There's a lot of memes about motivation and stuff like that. And I thought that we would kind of look at some of these because I started looking at, all right, well, what are some motivational tips and all these type of things.
What's your motivation? What's your go-to? Movies or music?
Well, okay, so that's a good thing. I'm highly motivated and I always have been. And I've been a workaholic my whole life. I mean, I've had a job since I was 6 or 7 years old. I had a job. And I don't know why that is, Rob. I've always been, it doesn't take a lot to get me motivated. I'm competitive, one. I just want to win. And I've never had really much of a problem being motivated. Now don't get me wrong, I'll get down, you know what I mean, for a while, but it's very rare. And I bounce back really quick when it does happen. Mm-hmm. I've always feel like tomorrow's gonna be better than today. That's not really been a problem for me to stay motivated. So yeah, how about yourself?
So is it music or movies?
Always music. Yeah.
Always music.
Yeah. Now there's motivations on movies and stuff. And I told you that I saw the other one the other day about Kurt Warner, which is highly motivating.
I looked into that. Brady beat him the next year. He won the Super Bowl, and then the next year they were in the Super Bowl. And that was the one that was Brady's first win.
Oh, I'll be darned. I didn't know that.
So that's why because I do remember that Super Bowl, and they were talking about, yeah, the guy 2 years ago was, in a supermarket stocking shelves.
Yeah.
So that's a good motive. Well, movies for quick motivation, I like music. You know what I mean? You gotta pump the. We're coating
Yeah.
4,000 feet. I need something,
Yeah.
right? I need Thunderstruck, AC/DC. Let's go. Turn it on, right?
Yeah.
But I'll tell you a quick story. I think it was 07 or 08. Remember the recession hit?
Yeah.
You remember where I was, right?
Yeah.
We were together. Who cares? I'll name. We were together at Basic Coatings, right? And it was March, and I get a call from our boss at the time, and he goes, "Hey, man, what are you doing?" I go, I'm just setting up the travel schedule, booking flights and hotels and getting ready to hit the road." And he goes, "Well, I got some pretty grim news for you. You and about 20 other mid-level management, whatever, I knew it was crap, are being let go." And I I couldn't believe it.
Me, Rob Johnson.
The face of Basic Coatings. You're letting me go, and I was, I couldn't have been more speechless. I barely moved from that chair in 3 days.
Yeah, I totally, yeah. I get it.
Because, you pour your heart and soul into something, and, it was more than a job, just like what I'm doing now. This isn't a job. This is a way of life, and wow. I mean, talk about you just, and plus there's that whole negative thing, like you don't want me, really,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Pauline was Pauline was pretty cool about it, you know, and she just kind of tiptoed around for a while, and so I bet this was like the third day of me not really saying anything or doing anything, and just, all right, what's my next step here, right?
Yeah.
She says, "I'm gonna jump in the shower." So, all right, and I'm hanging out, and I'm got the TV on, and I'm watching. I think the name of the movie was Rocky Balboa, and there's a speech that he gave his son. It was at night, and they're out in the street. And man, I could probably recite that whole damn speech, But he started with, "Let me tell you something. Life ain't all sunshine and roses. Life will hit you harder than you've ever been hit. And it's not how hard you can punch, it's how hard you can take a punch, get knocked down, get up, and keep going." Well, he's doing that speech. It actually, it blew me away. It was like, all right, you felt bad enough for yourself. Get up, brush yourself off, and let's hit it. And now I look back, and everything actually turned out for the best. Now I'm with Bona and doing what I love, and everything's great. But I'll tell you, that little motivational speech, it was like he was talking to me, and I know people are going to laugh like hell and what a goofball you are and everything. But if you ever get a chance, even if you don't like the Rocky movies, get that speech and listen to that speech. And man, if that doesn't want to just get you pumped to get up and do something, I don't know what else will.
And looking back in retrospect, I remember that day like it was yesterday, and I feel bad now. And I think it was your second day that you were let go, that I called you and asked for your shirts if you weren't going to need them anymore. And then I thought about hats. I called you back the third day and asked you if you had any hats or like a backpack or anything. You wouldn't be. And now I regret that.
That's all right. I
When
need to
they
get rid of
said
that stuff.
when it looked like times were getting hard, and I wrote the anonymous letter that I think we should probably get rid of some mid management people. Huh. Who knew that they would? Yeah, I feel bad about that now.
I guess that was the other insult. I'm only mid management. Damn.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
I was, I thought I was up around Lieutenant Colonel Highlander status,
No, Well, since then you moved up to, oh no, I guess not. Anyhow, I think, yeah.
Hey, I am now,
What's the title again?
um,
Oh my God. You don't remember? What's your title?
oh, come on. I'm thinking about it.
It's got the word trainer in there somewhere, right?
Tech and training field manager,
You damn right you are.
or it's field manager, tech and training field manager. Yeah, they slip manager in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That big 7-letter word.
It's no gland illustrious potentate, but I'll take it.
Yeah, damn right you will. Well, for motivation for me, there's two things that, I was raised an Irish Catholic kid. And, that's motivation enough. We feel guilty about everything. And there's one thing that I've always remembered my entire life, my mom saying, there, but for the grace of God, go I. You know what I mean? You see someone else, no matter how your situation is, or somebody's got it worse. So what are you complaining about? Just eat your porridge. So so that has always been motivating for me as a kid. But I was reading some motivational speeches, and I don't know if I agree with them all. And one of them here says, wait a minute, where am I at here? Wait a minute, hang on a second. I've got it here somewhere. Oh, do not be embarrassed by your failures. Learn from them. I think sometimes you should be embarrassed by your failures, right? I mean, embarrassing is a pretty good way to learn too. Yeah, I mean, I'd say one of the best ways to learn. I mean, how do you learn?
They did say to learn from it though.
Yeah.
So maybe they're covered because I got another story.
Okay.
You were just talking about surfaces, okay? The worst failure presentation I ever did, okay? Ever. This is probably why I got fired. Okay. It was with basic coatings. We're at surfaces. Somebody at surfaces, I forget who it was, they wanted the big three to do a half-hour presentation about staining. So the big three was basic, Bona, and Duracell. And how you stain and what you do, and the whole everything. There's 300 people out in the audience there. We're mic'd up, we're on stage, right? Everything. Yep. I'm going second. Bona is going first. I'm going second. My boss from Basic Coatings, Mike Sundell, is there. He's running Basic Coatings at the time, and it was right when Basic Coatings got bought by Betco. So now the owner of Betco and the VP of Betco, they're in the audience too.
Okay.
This is the first time they've seen me in action. Now I have all my notes. I've been practicing. Wayne Highlander would have been very proud. I had practiced. Mm-hmm. I was ready. Okay. I was ready to go out there and nail it. And then Cooney, remember Pat Cooney?
I spoke with him 2 days ago. Yes.
Cooney at the time was Bona's guy. He goes out there first, does his thing. And I'm looking at my notes, and it's like he stole my notes, right? And he's got, boom, one after another. And now, sometimes I'll get a little nervous, bigger crowd. And this was, like I said, it's like 300 people. And Cooney's out there stealing my show. But when you think about it, there's really only so many ways that you can stain a floor and prep a floor, right? So now it's my turn to go out there. And like I said, the new owners, right? And Mike Sundell is like, wait till you see this guy. This kid Johnson, you are gonna love him. Well, I went out there. I'm dropping the microphone. I'm sweating. I'm stumbling. I'm trying to come up with different things, completely threw my thing away and tried to, just fumble through this thing for a half hour trying not to say everything that Cooney had just said, right?
Yeah.
Massive, massive, massive failure. I mean, a disaster, to the point where Sundell comes backstage and goes, "What the hell did you do?" He goes, the two guys turned and looked at me and said, "This is our guy." And I was like, "Oh, you, there was at one point I thought I was going to get sick. I was at, just that worked up, and of course you're in quicksand, so
Yeah.
it's just tumbling downhill. I mean, tumbling. Couldn't have gone any worse. So you want to talk about learning from your mistakes, being embarrassed, okay?
Mhm.
Also saying, here's the new ownership, here's your new boss and everything. This is our guy.
Yeah.
So Sundell says to me, he goes, "You got 24 hours. Tomorrow we're doing recoats. You got 24 hours." He goes, if you want, I'll try to get them back. I doubt they'll come, but I go, you get them back here. Don't worry about it. I don't think I went to bed. I don't think I went to bed. I mean,
it's so funny. Go ahead. It's so funny hearing you say that, because you're so good and comfortable with what you do. And it's hard to believe that you would ever have that happen to you, because you're really, really good at what you do. So that cracks me up that even you would have that. I guess we all start somewhere. So
yeah, this was when, this was kind of new. Like I said, now I've been, doing that. I've been doing it for 15 or 16 years, and, I got a little comfortable. I know where I can go. I know where I can't go, that kind of thing. But man, when they say, don't be embarrassed by it, it was the best damn thing in the world to happen to me.
Yeah.
Because the next day,
Yeah.
the next day I was Richard Pryor, man. I owned that stage. It was, and it was all of, you are doing this to save your life. Okay.
Yeah.
And I know guys might be out there laughing like, "Oh, come on, man. You're out there talking about tie coat and prep." I was like, yeah. And I had to save my life doing it. I had to, and it did. It went really, the next day I shot and scored, but boy, and it was all because I don't think the second day would have been as good as it was if I didn't absolutely fall on my face on the first day.
And there is the message of the entire show, is it's not perineum like you may have thought. It's that failure is absolutely a part of success. You can't have one without the other, and that is an absolute fact. I mean, unless you're born on third base, you have got to fail to be successful. You have to. You're not going to be a good floor man, because those painful things that happen, you're going to have them, and you got to learn from them. You get stronger, and it'll never happen again because of that feeling that you just had. So I think that when people are maybe afraid of failure, can be not just a small thing. I think you'll die 1,000 deaths if you don't face that and go through that and come out the other side of it. So not being afraid to fail and putting yourself out there is 100% is a large part of success. So
I remember I talked to Pauline, of course I'm talking to her after the thing, and she wanted, she said, "Call me when it's over. I want to know how it went."
yeah.
So she's president of the Rob Johnson fan club, so I call her, and, I said, I said, I don't think it could have went any worse. I mean, the only thing that didn't happen was my pants fall down. I said, everything else was. First thing she said, "Oh, don't worry. You'll kill it. You'll kill it tomorrow. Tomorrow you'll kill it." And I was like, wow. So that's the other thing about motivation. Boy, it's nice to have somebody in your corner too.
Well,
that's going to help.
I was going to say, God bless our spouses because we might be out there or they might be out there in their job or whatever, but there's always somebody that's there with you. And then, you know what I mean? And that there's nothing better than having that, because that they're just as stressed out as you are. They're, like my wife will know that I'm doing something. It starts at 10 o'clock and it's over at 11. And I know that she's thinking about me at 10 o'clock and 11. And I was gonna say, hope I don't screw up, but but no, she don't care in the slightest. She just wants the best for me. So I think
You
that's a
know
good
what? Were
message.
you at the
Yeah.
school? You were at the school the year in Nashville, where Brennan and Jamie did the stain
Yes,
demo?
I sure was. That's another move.
All right. So these two kids who work with me in training, great guys. They're of course moved on and up in the company. Brennan Geary and Jamie Rooney, and they came to me and said, "Hey, the school is going great, and you could just feel the confidence in them." And so Brennan comes up and he goes, "Jamie and I want to do the stain demo." I said, "Yeah, hey, that's great." So up they go. And I noticed they were working out of a paint tray, and I thought, eh, paint tray and stain. I've never done it. Maybe I'll learn something, right? It's not the old Rob Johnson, it's the new Rob Johnson. Maybe I'll learn a little something with it. Well, anyways, they start and Jamie steps on the paint tray, and you were there. You remember, I mean, that stain just shot up in the air about 8 feet, splatted down, and everybody was having a good old laugh. And so I said, well, okay, we'll just do half of the panel rather than a third of the panel. Keep going. And then they put the stain down. It started again. And then one of the kids kicked over the can of stain. So they had really knocked the stain. We ended up having to do the entire panel, And I remember driving back to the hotel with Jamie. And now couldn't get two more opposite guys. If you remember that, Brennan never took the smile off his face. Brennan was kind of laughing with everybody else, and he was the one who was knocking the stuff over. Now you could just see Jamie just wanted to crawl into a hole. You could see how. So we're driving back to the hotel, and Jamie goes, "Have you ever seen? Have that had to be the absolute worst that you've ever seen in your life?" I go, "Jamie, it doesn't even scratch the surface." And I told him about my surface story and everything. And I said, "Listen, those guys out there, they're all floor guys. Nobody was laughing at you. They were all laughing about the time that they did that on their job, the time that they shot stain all over a wall, knocked over a 5-gallon bucket of poly. That's what they're laughing at, because we've all been there and done it. Now welcome to the club, buddy."
The second time when they kicked the can, though, I do remember turning around and saying, "Oh God, I'm gonna be sick." And just real quick, and we're gonna wrap this show up. It reminded me of this kid I knew, as good-looking kid or whatever. And at the time, he was like in the mid-20s, and working Saturday, and he had an invitation to go skiing with these girls. Like 3 girls, nice-looking girls, to go skiing with him. And I said, "Man, go ahead and go. I got this, man." Don't. He goes, "Nah, son." And I said, "What's the matter, man? Just go." "Nah, I don't. No, I don't think so, man. I'll just stay." I said, "Well, honestly, just go. I got this covered, man. Why you want to turn that?" And he goes, "Nah, I don't know, man. I got a hairy back, man." I go, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Man, I got a hairy back, man." I go, "You're being ridiculous now." I said, "Look, let me have a look." And he pulled up his shirt and went, "Oh God, I'm gonna be sick." All right, let's
Put your shirt on. Put
yeah.
that shirt back on.
Yeah, ape. So anyhow, I will leave it like this. This is something that I believe in wholeheartedly. Is that we never see the headlines that say Susan ate a salad today for lunch. You never see that in the newspaper, right? What we do see in the newspaper, what does make the headline, is Sally lost 150 pounds, right? That makes the headlines.
Didn't something just like that come out today?
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
You got to be kidding me.
No, swear to God.
Are you kidding?
There's a story on Fox. Some woman lost 143 pounds.
Are you kidding me? Honest to God.
No,
never.
honest to God.
Yeah.
That's why I
okay.
thought you said that.
No, no. But
Yeah.
when I say that the success is hidden in your daily habits, and that's the key. Now we all have goals, but I can set a goal here in 20 seconds. It's just what you do every day, your daily habits of to get to that goal is what really matters to me for success. So, all right, Rob, I think we figured it out.
Motivation, man.
Yes, sir. All right. So listen, thank you for listening. I appreciate your listenership as Rob does, and please stay tuned for another episode.